Today, what I'm about to tell you, you might never forget. If you're someone who has difficulty sleeping at night because of dark, sick, curious thoughts, I would recommend clicking away now. This isn't just a story, it's a memory. The internet may try to bury it, but it still lives in the dark corners and sometimes in our dreams. There was a time when the internet had no rules. No filters, no warnings, no For You pages, just links. And one of the links changed something in us. It didn't scream, it didn't chase, it didn't lie. It simply showed us. Showed us the raw truth, then waited to see who would come back. This is the story of Rotten.com. A website that didn't harm people, it just reminded us how far we're willing to go when we think that no one else is watching. Part 1. The birth of Rotten.com. The toxicity of curiosity. It was 1996. The web was young. A digital Wild West, raw, untouched, and filled with curiosity. That's when a simple white website came out of the woodwork. No banner, no logo, only one word burned into the URL like a scar. Rotten.com. It wasn't just a website, it was a dare. How far would you go just to see? You would have to type the address, press enter, and there you were, looking into the eyes of a dead person, or a decapitated head, or a contorted body inside of a metal frame from an automobile accident. No warnings, no disclaimers, just the image, unfiltered. And you didn't leave. You scrolled, you clicked, you even forwarded it. Forums lit up. Chat rooms reverberated with, "You haven't seen Rotten? You have to." They dared him, so he couldn't back down. "Click this link. Bet you don't last 5 minutes." Messages with the subject line NSFW quietly resulted in human collateral damage. It was the internet's forbidden fruit, and everyone just wanted a bite. Rotten wasn't just a website, it was a question. How far were you willing to go just to see? And most of us went too far. Part 2. Beneath the skin. What did our clicks unlock? It started with a click, but it didn't stop there. Every picture wasn't just upsetting, it was invasive. A naked man sliced open for an autopsy. A woman's burned remains. A child's head cracked open on a biking spill. But what truly haunted us were the comments. We weren't just watching death, we were devouring it as if death had become entertainment. But this wasn't fiction. The boy in the photo, he had a name. Suicide victim? Someone's daughter. The plane crash? Families to this day are still grieving. But on Rotten, no context was provided. No humanity. Just content. Our skin was peeled back, but it wasn't our skin. Like peeling off layers of decency, one click at a time. It wasn't Rotten who made us look. It simply waited. And we arrived willingly because curiosity was a stronger impulse than decency. And voyeurism, more powerful than empathy. It wasn't the site that was bad. It was us. And then somewhere deep down in the bottom of your stomach, you knew it. Part 3. The actual sin. Wounds adhering to the eyes. Rotten.com wasn't hiding. It wasn't hidden away in some shady corner of the dark web. You didn't have to access it through a Tor browser. It was right there in front of everyone. You could Google it. You could open it at school, in the library, or at work. No logins, no age checks. Just a blank white page that took you straight to the worst thing that you'd ever seen in your life. A man who turned a gun on himself. Another person who used a chainsaw for their own suicide. And yes, it was exactly what it sounds like. But that wasn't even close to everything. Some images stick with you long, long after you close the tab. Photos of dead celebrities are so convincing, tabloids printed them without fact-checking. They blurred the line between rumor and reality. The notorious swan dive photo is of a man midair hitting ledges on the way down. Monkey lab accident wasn't bloody like you'd expect, but it stayed in your mind like it wouldn't let go. There were bodies burned beyond recognition, faces torn apart by car crashes, scenes from real wars, real crimes, real moments of human collapse. And people they couldn't look away. They kept clicking. Some even laughed. Most just stared, frozen. But no one stopped to think, why was this even okay? It became part of growing up. Teenagers saw death before they ever really understood what life meant. Office workers would open it during lunch breaks, flinch, but still leave it open in the browser tab just in case. Being a parent, you walk into the room and see your kid's head slightly tilted, just looking at the screen. He's looking at a photo of someone's body ripped in half, and it's loading slowly, old school internet style. The image comes in bit by bit, like it's building the horror one line at a time. Rotten didn't need loud music or jump scares. It didn't try to frighten you like horror films do. It just showed you things. Things you were never meant to see. And the more you looked, the less they bothered you. That, my friends, was the real danger. Not the blood, not the screams, but how easily we got used to them. Real blood, real screams, real death. That wasn't a tagline, just a promise. Part 4. Why could we not look away? The psychology of bloodlust. It left psychologists confused and a little disturbed. What kind of mind keeps clicking on gore? The answer? All of them. Rotten didn't appeal to psychopaths. It hooked the average user. I'm bored. I'm curious. I'm alone. Why do we click? Because Rotten felt real. Horror films were fiction. Actors, sets, scripts. But this was your worst nightmare, unfiltered and alive. And the darker truth? We slow down at car crashes. We lean in at funerals. We look, even when we know that we shouldn't. Rotten didn't create any bloodlust. It simply mirrored it. It reflected something already inside of us. That cold, silent hunger for things we can't explain, but feel deeply drawn toward. With every image, your brain served it like a drug. And the high was darkness. Cortisol, dopamine, fear, excitement, disgust, fascination. And soon, that cocktail became a craving. Like watching someone fall, but being unable to help. The clicks weren't accidents. They were compulsions, and Rotten evolved with us. It added galleries, themes, categories. Things like celebrity autopsies, execution photos, suicide ranked by creativity. Each headline felt like a dare. Each image was a boundary pushed just a little further. But still, people kept coming back. Some out of shock, some out of curiosity, but many out of amusement. And that's what chilled psychologists the most. Because Rotten.com proved one thing. The internet didn't corrupt us. It revealed us. Part 5. Rotten's legacy. Are we number than ever? No one knows when, how, or why Rotten.com disappeared. No farewell post shutdown announcement. One day, the website just vanished right into the abyss. Some tech journalists noted that Rotten.com's domain expired sometime after 2012. But honestly, the site had already gone cold long before that. No trace, no closure. The site that dared us to stare into death disappeared without a sound. Ultimately, it became a secret of its own. And the people, they didn't even ask. They just moved on. But Rotten's mindset, dark curiosity, lived on. Even today, in Reddit's NSFL threads, in Telegram's gore channels, in viral, blurred TikToks. What was once traumatic is now a trend. You had to go to Rotten back then. But today, Rotten comes to you. Slicker, quicker, but just as cold-blooded. The website is gone, but what had awoken you, it's everywhere now. If you've ever seen something online that you wish you hadn't, an image, a video, something small but heavy, something that stayed in your mind longer than it should have, it wasn't just the internet being dark, and it wasn't just the website. It was us. The ones who clicked, the ones who stayed, the ones who looked again, even when we knew that we shouldn't. The internet didn't change us. Maybe it just showed you who you really were when no one else is watching.